Hey everyone, welcome to this series of short videos to officially launch this channel, Vi Higher, for established entrepreneurs earning 1 million or more and yet looking to continue vying higher as they learn how to grow and scale their business. I'm Joshua DiLamato. Today I'm going to touch on a subject, trade secrets or intellectual property, IP. It's a subject that gets me excited. Because if a company develops a trade secret or IP, it can easily 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x or more the revenue for the business. Just one single act can multiply revenue. Now, a lot of times businesses, entrepreneurs think about trade secrets or intellectual property, and they're thinking laboratory or engineering studios or something very technical. That's not the case. Everyday businesses across the spectrum can create their own trade secrets. And even in some cases where you create something, a process, a system where you feel that you cannot really protect it with IP, sometimes there's opportunities to just still create something as like a business gambit for like advantage, if you will. So do you and your business have your eyes and ears open for opportunities to create your own trade secrets or IP? I'll share a story of when I was a young entrepreneur in the paging business, beepers, before cell phones, beep, beep, beep. So I was in that business all the way from the very beginning, its infancy, up to its boom, down to its demise. And as the business matured, we went from numeric pagers, right, that could just receive numeric text, to pagers that were alphanumeric, could receive word messages. The word messages were communicated via like a call center. The person trying to send out the page would call this phone number, the call center would answer, the operator would collect the message and send it out to the pager. Even though I was not a call center, I was a paging company reselling these services. Being in the business, I had access to like these paging portals when the alphanumeric pagers came out. And even though I would use it on a limited basis, internally, and I wasn't like messaging my customers, right, the alphanumeric messaging, because again, the call center was handling this. I one day got curious with the idea of, would I be able to log into this paging portal and send not an alphanumeric message to a pager, but a numeric message to these regular standard pagers, which were like, almost 100% of the market at this time when the alphanumeric services started coming out. And that worked. And a trade secret came of this. Now let me explain what the trade secret is. So at the time, for a consumer to make a phone call to phone call, the average rate, especially like in New York City metro area and other metro areas, there were like these messaging rates where it was like it was close to 11 cents, I believe. A 1 minute phone call, 5 minute phone call, 30 minute, 1 hour phone call will cost the same rate. If you were to page someone that just took a few seconds, it was that same rate, close to 11 cents. So for a business to call their customers and page them, hey, it's time to pay your bill, or communicate with them for whatever reason, it was costing us close to 11 cents at the time each page. When you talk about thousands of pages, then the costs add up. So the trade secret became when I figured out that I could use this paging portal. Instead of sending an alphanumeric message, I would send numeric message. Now here's the thing. one call to this paging portal where I was going to send the messages, that was 11 cents. And instead of me paging through a regular phone line, sending out calls or pages individually, I was able to make one call for, let's say, 11 cents and reach 100 people at a time, back to back to back to back. And the advantage there was that while other companies were limited in their communication with the customers, at this paging portal for alphanumeric messages that I figured I could use for numeric messages, and I was able to communicate with my customers a lot more frequently. And it became very important for collections. Reminding customers that the bill was due, it was past due, hey, you're gonna get disconnected. And it gets a little more elaborate, the story, but yeah, I think you get the gist of it there. And I was in everyday business, and I was a young chicken in my first, second venture in my early 20s at the time. So is your business thinking for opportunities and looking, having your eyes and ears open for opportunities to create trade secrets or your own IP? If you like this content, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, reach out to me in the comments or reach out to me directly. And until the next video, let's continue to fly higher.